Hello, sorry, I'm messing about. It's doing it again, Amy. So it's not letting me see your comments because I'm going through StreamYard again. However, I'm hoping that we're going to get some feedback. So bear with me. Right, okay, so I'm just going to I'm not too sure whether I'm doing this right, so I'm just going to see if it's coming through my Facebook group as well. So bear with me. You need a protractor. Let's have a protractor. Oh, you see, look, how am I going to even go near that? So a protractor, it is going to hopefully come through mine. Yeah. So if you go to mine, I'll click the link, share that to the group. You should be able to see me on there as well. Yeah, there you go. So you should be able to find me everywhere. Hello. Oh, I can see your comments on here, so that's good. But it's a bit late. So, anyway. Okay, so I've got some pencils. I'm going to move you up a little bit higher because I think it's a bit small. Not many people in. I'm hoping to get some more people in. Oh, that's the wrong pencil. I knew I'd do that. Let's get a pencil. And we should have some observers on the other page as well. So I want you to go and get a pencil, a rubber, protractor, any colours that you want, if you want. If you don't want, that's fine as well. Oh, for crying out loud, are they at it again? Right, seriously. Want to go and batter these blooming men for annoying me in my room. I don't like this tidying up, Malaka. No good for you. Okay, so what I want you to do is get your colour that you want, pen as well. I'm using a 3, and I'm using that won't fit in my protractor, so I'll get one of the others. And I'm using some fine and thin pens. Got them all there just in case. And that's it for now. I don't want any more. So I want you to pick an idea in your head. I've got these as well just in case, and we're going to do some mindful mandalas. I'm going to have to shut this door, I think. So if he starts banging again, I'm going to have to shut the door. All right, so we've got these. I'll try and make this a bit smaller and pull that across. And yeah, there we go. I can't see everybody, but I'm on StreamYard, so it's going to be a bit of a pain in the bum for some, but you know, we'll get there. So I'm on 2 different do's now. I'll try and answer questions later. Right, okay, let's just shut up and get on with it. So I did a mandala. Everybody fell in love with it. Thank you very much. I've got my lay flat sketchbook today. Learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow. That's what I did a while back. So I thought that's a good one. I like that. But I also like this as a beginning to my book. So I'm going to just open it flat in the middle, don't matter where. If you haven't got a protractor, circle will do, and you can still do the same. So I've got my pencil. It's very easy. We're going to do what we did the other day, which is quite easy. I used that one actually. What we did was, it's a little bit tighter, this one, that's why I've changed it. We did a point to point, and we did some sort of patterning in that, which I think really helps, but we can then do something else from it. So I'm not going to go straight in the middle. I'm just going to get my compass right. Bit big. So I can do another one on here if I wish. Sometimes you can move the book, keep your hand on the pencil, like that. Like that. Not doing them all today. So first thing today is to keep your pencil and your protractor at that level. I haven't got a ruler at the moment, it's upstairs. So I would say a few centimetres, but just fit it to your page. Doesn't really matter. So my advice, again, make a little note of where your circle is, and I'm just making it a bit bigger for you. So put your pencil. I don't need to do this one today, but there we go. So just check, because that's important, that, because if you don't get that bit right, it all goes wrong. So rather than sticking and making a bloody great big gaping, gaping hole, what you can do is that moved? Oh no. You could just darken it with a pencil that can rub out. So I'm just pulling this across just to show you how I would do it. So yeah, that's it. So make bob, bob, bob diddy bob dob, bob, bob. And then if it moves, don't worry. Don't worry if it moves, because if it moves, you can always just go back to the first size. So let's do this one. So I'm going to start at 12 o'clock. You don't have to. And do my first one. And then move to that end, and it should go from the point through the middle to there. Really easy. See that first point, and what you make sure you go off your circle, because you might miss the edge, and if you do miss the edge, it does look a bit. So right, so we've got one done, okay, which is really quite easy to do. So we look at so I'm going to start, maybe I'll start there this time. Ooh. This is my Right, this is going to be my Mindful Moodle book. I know they're all Mindful Moodles because that's my trademark, but what I mean is it's actually where I can go, take it with me, draw, you know, take stuff with me when I go anywhere or on what I want to just pick up and draw. I don't want to mess about. I don't want to sort of have to create anything. I just want to draw. So you can see it's slightly off center, so they're very different, or depending on what you want. So I'm just going to do this one while I've got it set up. Okay. Hopefully, if I can get it right. Oops, excuse me. Now, this is a little bit harder because you've got to go and pretend. Right. So what I've got to do, you normally what you do is you get a piece of paper and you can continue it on, but you don't have to. So then this way, I'll do that one, and then I turn and go that way. So I'm going to have to make this one up myself and move my book. So it's got to be here. That's it. So it's got to be that way. Bear with me. It's got to be that way. That way. That way. That way. I'm going to make this one up, guys, because... Oh! There we go. Not perfect, this one. This is a tricky one because I've got to put it on the table. But I've done it. She says. There we go. Got it in the end. So now I'm going to change the inner pattern. I'm not digging it in the table, by the way. So I'm just going to put an inner pattern. Okay. And then a small inner pattern. Small inner pattern. Like that. That's enough for that one, I think. Get carried away doing this, you know. It's like an addiction. And the more you do, the more you want to do. Quite like the idea of trying to find the inner of each one of these. It's a bit tricky, but it is doable. You could do it that way, or find the middle and do it that way. I'm not too. What I'm going to do is do another one here. So I'm going to put in, sorry, I'm miles away there. I don't know what's happening to me today. So I'm just going to go in the middle, approximately there. This is great for quilting. Absolutely brilliant for quilting. Right, so then what we'd do is twizzle it around and we'd go back that way. So we're just cutting some of the pattern out, joining. It's a little less convoluting then. What I mean by that is there's not many lines, so, but I plan on making some nice little patterns in these. So we've got an inner pattern like that. We've got a very simple one here, and I really like that simple pattern. I might leave that for today, just simple like that, and have another one. Let's see how we do. I might put another one in. So shall I go in with my pen? Yep, can do if you want. And again, they will be lost, but don't worry. All I'm doing is putting a dot halfway, okay, so that I know that it's halfway in that sort of sector, and then that way it's not it doesn't get lost in translation, so to speak. So the first thing I'm going to do is do the triangle, and I'm going to do that with my simple hatching. Hatching is one way, cross hatching is two ways. If I want more lines in, I can add more lines. Closer they are, the more depth you've got, the darker it looks. I wish they'd do a blooming compass that's big enough for pens. So we've got our main body of, like, the first thing. The reason why we do it like I do it like this is so that I'm also ready to go, because otherwise I don't know where to start. Right, so outside of this one is 3 little dots. So okay, so we've got 3 little dots like that, and these just start to make it look prettier in that sense. So in here we'll add one, two, three. So a little shape there. So adjust the lines to fit. So smaller, 2 big ones. Alter the size if you want. It's up to you. So can you see now we've got some nice little patterns, very simple patterns. Just add a little bit there. Okay, so what pattern goes in this? Well, I don't know, it's just something lacy about this one that I think would be quite it's quite soft, isn't it? It's quite soft and like ladylike, unlike me. So, you know, you look at patterns that you think, does that look like that? Does that follow that pattern? And I'm genuinely just looking at my books now, the sketchbooks. So if I've got some nice patterns, I can work them in. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in a middle line from that bit to that bit. Okay, so it doesn't have to be perfect. You just need a line so you know where the middle is. Okay, this is going to be, I'm going to do this quite leafy, I think. So I'm going to use my smaller pen. Now, I use these so much, my smaller pens, that they do run out. So I'm conscious of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put at the top okay, so again, leaf shape. I don't think this needs too much. Oh, there we go. What I'm doing is I'm trying to, can you see I'm getting stressed with the noise? You can tell, can't you? I'm going to shut the window, the door, everything. So these are like either the seams, veins within a leaf, or the leaf pattern itself. So we've got quite a nice like little leaf pattern there. I've stopped it here so we can put maybe something else that is quite similar. So we're using the same pattern and then doing that. There's no centre line. However, if you feel that you want to put one on, by all means do it. That's not good. Never mind. I can sort of still see you. I'm a bit worried that if I put dark pen colouring it in this, that I will end up making it look too much like an orange or something. So I'm going to stay away from that at the moment. So what I might do is bring in these patterns here. So the first one would be like that. And then if I don't like it, I can colour it all in. So satisfying, this. If I get this finished, I might be able to put some colour on it. Yes, you see, the only issue I have with this at the moment is that it's, how can I put it? It's all the same, it's quite bland. So I'm just going to run these lines to the middle and do like one of the neurological ones, which I'm hoping to do with you soon, where we see the line So you go down and it's like a hexagon, so down and round, down and round. I think that would, yeah, I like that. Big tip, don't use tiny pens to colour in with. You'll be there all week. All I've done, can you see? I think it just gives it a little bit more depth. Just going to shut this door, second this builder. Yeah, right. So we've got our main pattern. I've just knocked all my computer over. Just bear with me, guys. Sorry. So we've got all this pattern now. Now what we need to do is just think, right, what we're going to do is yeah, right. So we've got our main pattern. I've just knocked all my computer. Right, closing that one down. Right, closing that one down. So we can add that as it is, colour it, whatever you choose to do. Now, some people might want it left like that, or people might think, no, I want it really big. I want to be able to do sort of lots of colour in it and lots of pattern. That's fine, you can do whatever you want. You've got a nice sort of area to play with, but I'm going to carry on a little bit and I'm going to just put in some little shapes there just to better. I think it's starting to look too much like Christmas. You know, I'm not a lover of that. So we need to build up some more patterns that perhaps get rid of that idea of it being Christmas. It doesn't matter if it's Christmas, but you may not want to do Christmas. You may want to do everything but Christmas. Okay, so find you ones. Let's see. Yeah, see, that looks even more like one, doesn't it? So I'm just gonna draw that back in. Forgot that I hadn't done it. Silly woman. There we go. So don't matter if it's out, I just basically know where it is. So I've got that. What I do, just a simple wiggly line, sort of. Just to, I don't, it's a bit too clinical at the moment for me, so I'm just putting a wiggly line in. So I'm just joining it like that. There we go. If that's a little bit close, put another one in where they're a bit. Right, okay, so quite like that. A bit of a softness to it now. And I'm just going to do what I wanted to do, and it was just okay. So we've got 3 wiggly sections, draw it in for you. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we can use, or we could use that one, and that one, or that one, and that one. It doesn't really matter which one you use. You just choose. So I'm going to choose those 3. Like that. And then this pattern I'm going to bring in with the petals so that it is a proper pattern in its own right. Okay, like that. So do as many as you want. So the circles are sort of within that pattern shape. I quite like the first shape better, so that was a bit more jiggedy. So again, circles fit in the pattern in, draw in the shape. Oops. Excuse me, my tummy. Sorry, I'm not great at the moment. Again, I'm sick of this thing. I've been plagued by it at the moment. It's all to do with the COVID. Can't believe it. So bring the pattern in that way. Then continue with these. Now, if you've got a black pen and you want to sort of bring the black pen in, this is a great place to either do that edge or the circles themselves. Entirely up to you. So you do the background black and the circles white, or vice versa. This is a great way of using, the time that you have to create drawings for you to colour in later. So I did 4 in one. Oh no, I didn't, did I? Yeah, 4. So I'll do 4 in this one then. There we go. Nice pattern. It's quite a pretty pattern. I don't think that needs any more. Maybe round here. Maybe it needs something to tie these ends up, because at the moment, well, do you know, because if we're ending the circle there, we don't have to do the outer circle, do we? Ooh, that wasn't right skew whiffy, that. Right, let's have a look. Nice. This is where you see where you've missed year olds or whatever, missed your bits. Great to fill in after. I think I am going to put in, I don't know, because they look quite nice without that, don't they? Putting that there, I think I do, because it looks a bit like rubber gloves. Don't know why I said rubber glove, but hey ho. And I think just to change that on the background, I'm just going to get in the hatching lines in the back of that. It creates a bit of interest. It takes your eyes off all the wibbly wobbly lines, and you can either push the petals or the leaves for using a name sort of thing. Push that back. So we've got that, quite like that. Yep, I like that. Simple. We've done one in 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It's a really nice one. I'm really into that one. I've got to go on to this one because I want these to colour in at another point, but these are going to be a little bit more complicated and a little bit more sort of patterned. I'll do this one. So I've got the main like petal, for the want of a word, but I'm going to do some shapes here now just to really get it. So let me just check. Right, okay, so in here I'm going to do a love heart flower. Dead simple. So heart, heart, heart. Different sizes, just to and then a little star. I like that to you know, upholstery. You get upholstery nails, creating like a dent. Okay, so and then in between some little black dots as well. So I'll do some more flowers. Okay, so God, it's so satisfying. Because I love doodling, but now there's a reason to doodle. So we've got like this really nice pattern here happening, and I'm just going to put in here now this is called a stitching line, and I'm doing it like a machine running stitch. See, got like a patchwork effect. So in here I'm going to do this one like a zigzag stitch, so you can keep it or join it if you wish, so you can do it like that, or you can do in which way does it go? Is it like that? It's up to you. The tendency with these is to go, if you're not sort of watchful, you tend to go really big with them. So that's how it looks like that, but you can do a ziggy-zaggy one. I will do a zigzag one here just to show you. So this one's like that. And again, we'll just do a stem stitch on this one. Like that. Get me? Okay. Oh, really like that. So I might put another one in just to put a double stem in. Yeah, you can tell I'm stitching at the moment. Looks like a pair of eyebrows there. So in here, wiggle, 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 line, 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 wiggle, 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 line, line, line. Do you get me? So we've got that, quite like that. Yeah. So now we're looking at other pattern influences. So we've got that one in there. We need so let me just work this one out for you. So that's a big one, small, and then the dark one. Making some bigger ones as we go. Changing it up a bit. I don't want it to all look. You can make it look dead tidy. It looks really nice when you do that, but choosing not to. There we go. You can start to see the pattern higgledy-piggledy. I'm going to do the remains of patterns there now. I love this. It's like filling it in. There's a pattern like this, seashells, I think it's called, but you literally are following a very strict pattern, and it's great. But I just wanted something a little bit more less structured. And plus, I want to enjoy it. I don't want to measure anything. If it's wrong, it's wrong. So, you know, I'm not a believer in being precious. Only about the things that matter. Right, so we've got another one there. We've got like flowery patterns. Let's think something in here. Looking at this now and thinking, what else would tie in with that? Got quite a. Oh, I know. Right, so I'm drawing lines, really simple lines like that, double lines though, and then I'm going to go try and keep this same. Now I'm going over the bump in the middle, which although it is a stay flat book, you know, I'm not in the middle of it, so I will have a few bumps. So in here, single lines, and then single lines. Now it looks very confusing, but it's like a tablecloth pattern that we used to binker in school. Well, not binker, that's not a word, is it? But we used to use it, and we used to do our little tablecloths on it. So we've got like a tablecloth pattern there, and then we can do a tell you what I was good at, and I really loved it, believe it or not. Smocking. Sounds like some sort of torture, doesn't it? Smocking. I'll smock you to death. But no, it was like where you gather up gingham, and you gather it up, and it goes like wibbly wobbly. So it gathers up like that. And then what you do is you do lines to the edges. So all this fabric would be sort of come together. Oh, it's lovely. I loved it. Loved it. Right, I've got to rub out the lines on this. I've got a feeling I ain't done the main lines, so here goes. Here goes. Let's see. I can still do it though, no problem. See, no, I quite like it without. There we go. So that's the simple line without. The only problem is this edge. Can you see it? Because there's no edge to it. So what I might do is just do a. Which one do I like the best? The running stitch. Just got my next collection. It's coming out in the birthday week. I'm very happy with it. I think a lot more people will be able to moodle with it anyway, because it's just right up my street. It caters for everybody. So there we've got our sort of fabric piecing. We've got our really sort of freaky deaky pack that we're going to put some colour on, pencil shading now. And I really love how it looks. I really love how it looks. I like the fact that we could make this, put it on background. So I'm going to put some pencil work onto this one. And I'm not using a lot. I'm just going to use a tiny bit. Now, I have got some dark pastels, right? And I love these because they give a little bit of warmth rather than too much depth. So the chalk. So I'm just going to put in. I'll show you. These are Faber-Castell ones, so you've seen me with them. Now, if they don't serve the purpose on here, I might change them a bit, but they're quite warm, so quite like that. So I'll put the link to them here. I'm just going to put. Let me see what this looks like. So here I'm just bringing the light brown into it. Do I like that? No. And there's a reason why I don't like it. Because it's too small an area to get the impact. You want that facially. So I'm going to go to a light pencil, an ordinary pencil. Where's my little knob of a pencil go? The little knob of a pencil. Oh, it's a watercolour one. There it is. Oh, doesn't look much, does it? But my goodness me. Right. It's a 9B. I think this will work better. So I'm looking at the contour of the full leaf. Now, the impact is, well, do I want it all the way to there or just to there? And I think I'm going to leave it to there. The reason for that being that, now if you've got a wonky one like me, don't worry, because this will help. Now, instead of using a black pen, using a pencil, oh sorry, it's a 7B. Using a pencil like this to do the black doesn't make it look as harsh. It's a soft black shade. It's bolder rather than blacker. As I said, if you think of a shade line, one's HB, H harder is that way, B is broader that way, or blacker, sorry, bolder. So this time, I've gone over that. It doesn't matter if you do go over stuff because the pencil is your friend. So I'm just going to go all around these. To lift it. And because I use my fine pen, I've got chances of not being too dark to use it. The pencil over. I can make them a little bit bigger. There's nothing like a good moodle. Well, I'm sure there is, but not in my life. So okay, so we've got quite a lot of depth. I like that. It's really nice. If you feel that your pencil like this is too much, then always swap down. That's why you have a set of pencils. Like, so for instance, that one there, I can then go in here. Can you see? Heavier, lighter. It's up to you. What you have to do is you'll have to learn to take the pressure off. Ignore the patterns you've got. Ignore you're just looking at this one area here, and you're blending that out. Ignore everything else. You're not looking at the other patterns. You're just looking at this pattern. So I brought the main petal out there. Okay, so you can see it's starting to bring out that pattern, and you can see where it really needs shading now. So I'm just going to put a bit more. Now, let's see. Would this work for me? Yeah. I bought a new electric rubber. I'm going to review it and see what it's like. and then I'll, let you know if it's worth buying or not. So, okay, so we've got this main pattern. It's starting, it can lose its depth if you're not careful. So what I'm going to do is just, this is when, if you've gone a bit wonky with your circle, you can start to make it sort of a bit more 3D and less wonky. So I'm making this stand out. You can use this in your compass, which really does help, because using a 7 or 9 or 6 or 5, anything more than a 3, you're not laying down lots of graphite. You're only laying down, well, you are laying more down, but you're not pressing down, I meant to say. Like, to get that colour and depth of darkness, I'd have to do a lot more repetitions and blending with a HB. Although it's a bit like, if you learn with a HB, you'll be able to do everything now. So I'm going to soften up these edges because I don't like them at all. I never used to use my fingertip at school. I'd always ban the students from doing it, because I think if you know the hard way, you've got choices. Whereas if you never learn, but it's like, I suppose it's a bit like if you're able to learn in a geared car, you're not restricted. But that's only if you can. Obviously some people who can't, but if you only pass your test in a manual, that's all you'll ever be able to drive. I'm not too sure how it goes with a bike. You used to, I think you need a separate one now, don't you? You used to be able to ride a bike on a driving license, but I think you have a separate one now. I think it was up to a 125, I remember. Right, okay, so quite like that. I'm just going to rub all the way around to get some sort of blending out of the way. I don't want that, so I'm going to bring out what we call a light. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. And I'm just rubbing the okay, I'll do another couple just to show you. This is to give it light. And this is what we call drawing with a rubber. So much fun. See it? Wonderful spark of life around it if you wish. So what I am going to do now is going to take that pencil out. Show you what I'm going to do with this now. She says I'm just going to put like a panel, should be a bit better sharpened. Here's me telling you to keep your pencil sharp, do this, do that. Look at the state of mine, blooming rubbish. Right, I'm just going to do this in a circle. So I want it round now, because I'm looking at the shape of what I'm doing, and I'm thinking now it needs a bit. I jumped. There we go. I wondered why that happened. It's a good job it's pencil. So I'm doing pencil all the way around. Getting rid of the inside because there's too much on there. I don't think I'll do that because I think it's in background enough. So I'm just rubbing the top, pressing the tortillon in, and then bringing it over the leaf so that the pattern, so it doesn't have to go onto these. There we go, like that. And that's better. So with these, I'm going to draw them back in, but I'm going in with my light pencil this time, because one, that other one's not sharp enough to do this, and two, it lays down a lot of colour. So I don't want to lay down too much graphite. I want to be able to lighten and darken it as a wish. So I'm just going to pull in a little bit there. That's better. Got more definition as a flower. So let's have a quick look. I think it needs, oh, what's happened there? I've smudged it a bit. I think it needs a bit more of a clean up that middle bit. Like that. Get it? So what you can do then is just rub these off here. Rub your dirty fingers in. You see how it sort of lessens the impact of the lights around it. But then I would, this is where you can get carried away, you know. You can just sort of think, right, well, okay, do I do the lines in there? Do I not? Does it want a little bit of zhuzh? And I think, no, I think I quite like that. I think that's really been successful for what I want. It's got a nice highlight, got a bit of depth. I'd add more colour to it if I wanted, but I don't think I need to. I think what I do want to do is not wipe it on my clean pants anyway, which is what I'm doing. I am just going to bring in a tiny bit around this stitching and show you the difference. So I'm just using, and this is a 0.5 or a 0.7, 0.5 mechanical pencil. It's a Papermate one, and I got them because they're cheap in a pack. I got them because I love them as well, because I like mechanical pencils. I like the fact that I can change the change up to a big pencil rather than me just having a massive load of graphite at the beginning. I can add it because the graphite's on there. I could go for days with that. Well, no, that's a lie. I could go quite a long time with what I've got on my tortillon anyway. So I'm really blending that out. Nice round movement, denote a round shape. So round movements give movement of the shape. Big square movements or linear movements denote a square shape. It's really important that, because it does matter. Because if you just do that, it don't look right. So round shape again. Just pulling the colour or the graphite down. And what you're actually doing is you're just blending it out into the page, letting the front bit be lifted. It's an old trick. This trick, it's called, well, it's not exactly trompe-l'oeil, but it is like trompe-l'oeil, which means trick of the eye. It is one of the tricks we use in painting. So clean up the middle bit. Taking the emphasis away, you'll see it more in this one. When you've got, make sure you keep, I cut my rubbers down sometimes so that I've got edges that I can use. I don't like that. However, just going to do like a pattern around that stitching. And this time I'm working this way. Now, if it's round and it's a big object, it's small ones like that till you blend it out, and then round movements, you get rid of any sort of build up. Now, if it was to go straight, yeah, can you see? It doesn't look right. So you can sharpen these and sand them down to get too mucky, or you want to change colour. But my advice is get a few for different colours, because they work with all your pencils. They work with pencils, coloured pencils, pastels, oil pastels, wax pastels, dry pastels, watercolour pastels, watercolour pencils. It works with all of them. So now what we're going to do is going to clean, because to create depth and dark, you need light next to dark. So what we're going to do is use the edge of our rubber and just clean up that edge so that the edge is bright and underneath is dark. So we've got that like it's popping on. Can you see here? It's just come away a little bit. So it's worth just going in with no more on your tortillon or stump. Just go back in with your stump. See, it's got plenty on. And bring a bit more down here. Now, if you've got something like a pastel, like this, you can add more. Now this is brown, don't forget, so it's soft. And the only difference with this and a pencil is the fact that this is made to not hold any pigment, but you can see the softness of it. So yeah, so showed you some more tricks today using the protractor compass, sorry, giving some halo lights, flashes of light colour, patterning. If you want to add pattern, you can. If you just want to go for some, you know, simple colours, that's great. If you want to leave it black and white. But I hope you enjoyed it. Today is Alexa, what day is it, please?
Today is Wednesday the 27th of July.
Okay, so I'll do one on Friday. Okay, Friday the 29th. I will put that in now. So thanks for your time. I hope you enjoyed that. Only a quick one, but we're going to do lots of that. So I hope you enjoyed your mindful mandala moodling. Just so easy. And I've left you one to go and play with yourself. So let's see. Put all these little patterns around here. And if you join my Patreon page, there's some little sample sheets that you can do yourself. That's on my website, bluewithers.com. If you'd like to buy me a coffee or anything like that, I'd be greatly appreciative, I can't say it, because I want to try and keep all my lives as free as long as I can. Okay, so take care, and I will see you on Friday the 29th here. And don't forget, Sam Thompson is on. No, Sam's not on tonight. She was on last night. We might have a live tonight. I've had a night. So I will try and check, but take care. Bye. Doopy doop boop boopy doop.